home to the land of the Pecos. Near that stream, let me dream 'neath the sky. This old heart keeps on beating, repeating fond echoes of the brave and the bold riding high.
During the 1870s, the wildest spot in the United States was the desolate region west of the Pecos River. Virtually beyond the reach of the authorities, the railroads, then pushing their way west, attracted the most vicious characters in the country. It was said that all civilization and law stopped at the east bank of the Pecos. It took one man, a lone storekeeper who was sick of the lawlessness, to change all this. His name was Judge Roy Bean.
Hey, where's my bottle?
I threw it away.
Oh, you did now?
It was empty.
Oh, well, that's a nice state of affairs. Oh, it's not that I want to drink, mind you. It's that I have a slight thirst.
I think you've had a slight thirst ever since we left St. Joe. You haven't missed a single tavern, and the acquaintances you've picked up.
Well, I suppose I am a bit of a problem. But as soon as we buy our ranch, I'll settle down and I'll do nothing but work, and I promise.
Oh, I know you will, Pat. Langtry shouldn't be too far ahead.
You're carrying.
Money, is it? Well, you come to a mighty poor place to find it.
I'll give you just 10 seconds to take off that money belt you got strapped around your shirt.
Then I'll do nothing of the kind. You're nothing but a couple of thieving spalpeens, and I'll see you in a hot place before I...
Give them the money.
That hides the horse. Let's go.
If I could just get my hands on those thieving blatherskites without those guns in their hands, why I get...
It's all right, Pat. Oh, we'll never catch the team on foot.
I'm sorry, Kitty, darling. It's a weak mortal I am, drinking and blathering and all the saloons. You know, sometimes I wonder why you married me.
I married you because I loved you, Pat. Anyway, we're not altogether broke. I've got $100.
$100, is it? And where would you be getting $100?
I took it out of your pocket when you were asleep, just in case something like this would happen.
Oh, you did now? Well, it's a fine thing for a man to discover that his wife's a tricky one. Well, it's a good wife, yeah.
Well, we'll walk to Langtry and report the robbery. You can come back for the team.
Want to try to ride old Nick again, eh, Jeff?
You can't throw me every time.
He has.
Well, this is one fight he's going to lose. Can't figure him out, Judge. He's gentle as an old plow horse. Doesn't raise a ruckus at all when you're putting a saddle on him. But once you climb aboard, he really falls apart.
Yeah, maybe he's just an outlaw. Better just turn him loose and let him run with the herd.
Oh, Uncle Roy, I'm sure Jeff can break him.
All he's collected so far is a bunch of bruises.
Well, what's this?
Jeff?
Sure, but I'm going to try it again.
That's just like the irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
I know I can ride him.
And like Mark Twain said, if you can't beat 'em, join 'em. Maybe you ought to change tactics. Put the saddle on him, let him carry the weight around all day. Then try to ride him.
Mark Twain? Might work.
Don't work another way. When I was a kid, my dad was...
Would any of you be knowing if Judge Bean is inside?
I'm Judge Bean.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a sorry tale I have to tell. Robbed and set afoot we were by two thieving spalpeens.
Oh, is that so? Well, come on inside and let's talk it over.
I'm Letty Dean, the judge is me. Oh, I'm Kate O'Hara. Come on.
Well, and that's what happened. I did a little too much talking. It's a bad habit I have when I've had a few nips. Oh, I don't mind for myself, but, well, it's Katie that suffers from me doings. The $2,000 was intended to buy a ranch.
Oh, we'll make out all right, Pat.
Beautiful new builds they were, too.
There's always a chance them two hold-up men may stop in Langtry to pick up supplies. We'll keep a sharp lookout for any new currency. You keep your eyes open, Lenny.
How come you didn't try to stop them when they were chasing you, Pat? A few shots might have scared them off.
I don't have a gun.
You... What?
I don't own a gun.
It's a mighty handy thing to have in these parts.
Oh, they are they? Well, let me tell you a thing or two. I saw enough of gunplay and killings in the last rebellion in Ireland. Guns. They're an invention of the devil.
Sometimes it's a necessary evil. With the law and order thoroughly established out here in the West, a man must protect himself. If you're going to live out here, you're going to need one. Jeff, maybe you better take Pat back to the wagon. Pick up your team.
Right.
Don't you worry. We'll take care of Kate while you're gone.
Thank you.
I certainly appreciate what you're doing for us. That's all right, Kate. We're only too glad to help you.
You know, Mrs. O'Hara, I have a feeling Pat didn't tell us the real reason why he doesn't carry a gun.
Well, it was during the Irish Rebellion, Judge Bean. Pat and his younger brother were on opposite sides. Pat led a raid on a farmhouse one night. There was a bitter fight. When it was over, his brother was dead.
And Pat thought that maybe it was one of his bullets that killed him.
Pat never forgave himself. I married him soon after he came to America. But nothing seems to make him forget. Not even his drinking. You love him very much, don't you, Kate? Yes.
Fact is, it takes a lot of courage for a man to come to a frontier like this and live without a gun.
Kate, do you think you could recognize any of the men if you saw them again? Oh, no, they were completely covered. They wore some kind of capes. Oh, I did notice that one of them wore a pair of boots with silver heels.
Silver on the heels. Now, that is a good clue. Oh, Letty, you take care of Kate.
Yes, Uncle Art.
Well, I guess you're all set, Pat. You drive into Langtry. I'll see if I can pick up the trail.
All right. All right, Beast.
Didn't have any trouble finding your horses, I see.
Jeff found them. Could you put the beasties up for a bit and feed them?
Sure thing.
Oh, you wouldn't be knowing where a man might get a little liquid refreshment without.
There's not a saloon in Langtry. Don't breathe a word to the judge, but some of the boys are having a little game in the stable office. Jim Davis might have a bottle.
Well, now that might be a way to just quench me thirst and replenish me cash.
I'll introduce you. This is Pat O'Hara. He'd like to join the game. Jim Davis, Ed Jacobs, Pete Smith. Sit down. They don't mind taking your money.
Well, you know, I was hoping you'd ask me that. And what are the stakes?
Well, let's shoot for the sky. We can back it up.
Now, Vicar, you know, it ain't often that you see a couple of cow waddies with a bunch of beautiful new bills like that.
Any objections?
Oh, no, not at all. It's just that sometimes, well, my curiosity gets the best of me.
Kind of nosy, if you ask me. Got something on your mind?
Well, now that you mention it, yes, I have. I was robbed of some new bills just like those only this morning by a couple of rascally rapscallions.
Are you accusing us?
Well, now, don't be hasty. I was only mentioning it.
We don't like it. All right, break up, man.
It's a shame I am a cushla for being so weak.
Oh, it's all right, Pat. I understand.
What's going on here?
Oh, we're just having a little fun, Judge.
It was all my fault. I was talking when I should have been listening.
Well, if it was your fault, Pat, then I guess it's settled.
Bring him in the store, Kate. We'll see how bad he's hurt. Come on, Pat.
Oh, it's just a little scratch. Didn't amount to much.
My head's as hard as the Blarney Stone.
Oh, I'm positive one of the men who attacked Pat was in on the holdup. I recognized the boots on one of them.
Then that's why they jumped me. When I mentioned those new bills that they were carrying, twins to the ones we had. Well, they were playing a little polka, darling, and, well, I thought I'd run our stake up a little.
Or lose the $100 we've got left.
Hey, Jeff, maybe you better go bring that fella in with the fancy boots. I want to have a talk with him.
From what that Irishman said, you hombres are liable to be in trouble. What do you mean? Don't give me that what do you mean business. You and Ed ain't exactly strangers to me. I don't care how you got that currency, but why get yourselves in trouble and lose it? Nice talking sense, Jim. Let's leave the money with him. It's all right with me. Don't get any ideas. If you don't trust it, just have the money here when we want it. Well, hiya, Jeff. Pull that chair over, Mac. All right, put your feet up there. I want to look at your boots. Why? Never mind why. Put them up there. All right, on your feet. All right, let's go. Judge Bean wants to talk to you. Look, Deputy, you've got us all wrong.
This here court's now in session. Judge Roy Bean presiding.
Take off your hats.
What are your names?
Ed Jacobs. Jim Devers.
You're charged with resisting an officer and suspicion of robbery. How do you plead?
We ain't pleading nothing. You got no right to pull a stunt like this.
Search him, Jeff. Let me help you, Dad.
How much here, Judge? Neither one's carrying a money belt.
Take off your boots.
Take your boot off.
You recognize that, Miss O'Hara?
Yes, they're the ones I told you about.
What's this all about?
You'll have plenty of time to think it over. Lock him up, Jeff. I'm holding that for evidence.
Let's go.
I got nothing to hold you on, Jacobs, so I'm going to have to let you go. But don't you leave town.
They're the ones that pulled the shenanigans, Your Honor. I'm sure of it.
I'm sure, too, Pat. Deaver's boots certainly implicate him. Proving it's another matter, though.
Uncle Roy, maybe they hid the money somewhere in the stable.
Yeah, Mac could be helping him. I wouldn't put it past him. But you can't search a fellow's place just because you don't like him.
Then what do you propose doing, Judge?
I don't know yet, Pat. I'll have to think about it.
I got the prisoner locked up.
Good.
Where's Pat?
He went over to the boarding house with his wife.
He's sure running into bad luck, isn't he?
Yeah, it seems that way. But a man usually makes his own luck, Jeff. Pat just isn't on the right track. I have a feeling that here's a man who could really make something out of himself if he'd only try.
I don't know. I've seen them like Pat before. They get something on their mind, like this thing with his brother. And they just don't come out of it.
Oh, Pat could. He was a lot of man once. He could be again if he'd only try, really try. As it is, he's going to end up as nothing but a bum.
He's got a real nice wife. A woman worth working for.
Sure has.
He's gone. He must have heard every word we said.
Yeah, he heard it all right.
This kind of bothers me.
Why?
Well, it's not good for a man to hear those things about himself. I wish I hadn't said anything.
Oh, well, this is different. Let him go home and think about what we said, and maybe something good will come out of it. Say,
What's the matter?
I just had a thought. Maybe we could arrange to do some overhearing for ourselves.
What do you mean?
Jeff, when you get people to talking, all sorts of things develop.
What are you going to do, Judge?
I'm going over to the jail, and I'm going to set up a trap. Evers!
You can't keep me in here. I know my rights.
I'm the law west of Pecos, and I say I can.
But it ain't legal. Get me a lawyer. He'll get me out.
Yeah, maybe he could. Nearest one's in Houston. Take you a week to get him here. That time your pals will be gone.
What are you driving at?
There's a rumor that Mac Larson's closing his shop and leaving town. Yeah, he ain't done much business here anyway. Say Jacob's going with him.
Me and Ed have been friends for years. He wouldn't let me down.
There's probably not a word of truth in it. Probably just gossip.
How'd you get loose? Never mind, I'm loose. That's all that matters.
What's the idea?
So you and Mac were gonna run out of me, huh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Give me the money, Mac. I'm the one that pulled the O'Hara deal. Nobody's double-crossed me. Come on, hurry up.
What's got into you anyway, Jim? Well, you're acting plumb loco.
Maybe. Maybe not. Should have known better than to trust you with the money. All right, give me your guns. We heard the whole conversation when you forced Mac to give you the money. You're under arrest. So leaving those keys was a trick.
Yep. So was the gossip. I told you there wasn't a word of truth in it.
Now, listen, this is a great day for the Irish. Now, let's see how good you are to have got in your hands.
Just a minute.
Now, you keep out of this, young fella. This is a private fight, and I'll brook no arguments. Insult me in front of me wife, will you?
We had to come in and see what was going on, Uncle Roy.
Well, you got here just in time. Your Pat's working off a little steam.
My God, that was a good one. You know, I'd always think I'd done missed that. All right, get up, me lad. This is only the beginning.
Hold it. Fight's a fight, but it's got to be fair.
You know, this is the greatest day of my life. Will you take a look, Judge? You got in my hand and not a twin. All right, me boy, on your feet. It's a grand visit we've had in Langtry, Miss Letty, and many a pleasant memory that we'll take away with us.
I'm glad you think so, Pat.
We'll miss you, Pat.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks again for everything.
See, Jim Beavers won't be needing this for some time, Pat. Might come in useful on that homestead, killing snakes and such.
Huh. Snakes is it? Well, I won't be needed to shoot any snakes because I won't be seeing you. I've taken the pledge. Goodbye, then.
Too bad they decided to homestead further west. They were real nice people.
Well, now, I don't know, Jeff. I'm kind of satisfied to see them moving on.
I thought you liked them, Uncle Roy.
Oh, sure I do. But if that Irishman had stayed around here much longer, we'd all be talking with a bit of brogue and a wearing of the green.
I can hear every steer, the sound of the thundering herd. It's so real I can feel the warmth of a friendly word. So I know I must go to the land of the Pecos. There to stay, there to stay.